Hello everyone. So this I was just scrolling through and I saw this headline from Vanguard. It says Hajj 2025, Saudi Arabia deports Sheikh Gumi. Renowned Islamic scholar Sheikh Ahmed Gumi has been deported from Saudi Arabia after being denied entry into Medina, effectively barring him from participating in the 2025 Hajj pilgrimage. Sheikh Gumi, a Kaduna-based cleric known for his controversial views on national and international issues, confirmed the development in a statement posted on his official Facebook page on Monday. Due to some reasons related to my views on world politics, he said, the authorities in Saudi Arabia do not want me to be present at Hajj, even though they have granted me a visa. Gumi wrote. Of course, you know what a visa is. They always tell you that in any country that you're going to, when you get a visa, that it's not a guarantee that you'll be allowed to enter inside. Yes, you've been granted a visa. When you get there, sometimes they can stop you from going in there. The cleric, who was part of a delegation of religious scholars sponsored by the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, arrived at Prince Mohammed bin Abdul Aziz International Airport in Medina on Saturday night via Umza Air. However, upon arrival, Saudi immigration officials reportedly stopped him at the airport and denied him entry into the city before placing him on a return flight, to Nigeria. Sheikh Gumi added in a statement on his page that the Nigerian authorities have shown concern and have promised to engage Saudi officials to seek clarification and resolution. I'm grateful to the authorities in Nigeria, he said, who have pledged to engage with the Saudi authorities on this matter. A source within NACON, who requested anonymity, confirmed the incident, noting that the commission was surprised by the Saudi decision, especially since all members of the delegation had received valid visas and had met the standard requirements for Hajj participation. According to some viewers that have been saying, I've not recently followed Sheikh Gumi's post on Facebook and all of that, but there are quite a number of people that say that they've been critical, or he's been critical of the Saudis on the role that they play, you understand, in the world politics, especially looking at what is happening in the Israel-Palestine and all of that. I've not followed that, so I wouldn't be able to. So I'm just reporting this news as is. I won't have enough of my own to put in my input into, but I'll just talk generally on my distinct perception of Saudi Arabia and all of that. Although no official reason has been provided by Saudi Arabia for the deportation, observers believe that action may be connected to Sheikh Gumi's outspoken political and religious views, which may be at variance with the kingdom's policies. Gumi has in recent years played a prominent role in dialogue initiatives with armed groups in Nigeria. In Nigeria's northern region, has often voiced criticism of Western and Middle East political, interventions. The incident has sparked discussion among religious communities and the wider public, with many questioning the implication of political ideology on religious observance. As of the time of filing this report, there's no official statement from the Saudi Embassy or the Nigeria's Ministry of Foreign Affairs on the development. Sheikh Gumi has since resumed his public preaching and teaching engagements in the country. After all, this is not Sheikh Gumi's first time of doing Hajj, so he has fulfilled the obligatory part of doing Hajj. For me, honestly, I have my own is that the fact that government has no business sponsoring people to go and do Hajj. That's one place I stand on. Government have no business using state money to sponsor people to go to Mecca to go and perform pilgrimage. Should be a no at whatever level. Let people that want to perform pilgrimage, let them do it on their own. Let them pay. If they need people that are going to teach them, let them be able to put monies together from time to time and also pay for those that are go, or amongst the people that are going. Of course, there will be some who are learned who will use it as an opportunity to be able to teach people there. So I don't see any reason why the government should be sponsoring anybody for Hajj. That's on one hand. On the other hand, though, on whether it is on issue, so I'm going to just speak on various things. Like if it's on political issue, there should be a place where you're separating people are coming to do an obligation, because going to Saudi Arabia, it's sort of like for Muslims there's an obligation that is attached to it, especially when you have the money to go and do Hajj. Although if you've already performed your first Hajj, you've already so I'm thinking in Hausa now. So this is the problem when you speak different language. Like the Hausa people, it's answer kenoi. You've done the obligatory part of it, so it's no longer mandatory on your head because you've already fulfilled. Okay, let me say it, fulfilled that obligation. And so sometimes where they sort of like probably use like a weapon because of something that you said you're not allowed in and stuff like that. It's something that it's a bit it's how do I put it now? It shouldn't be anyway. It shouldn't be. But at the same time, also, if they feel that there are certain maybe extremist, views that are put out there, or whatever, they have a right to stop this thing. But for people's political ideology, so because people don't agree with what you're doing, because really, Saudi Arabia hasn't really played the role that it's supposed to play. It's just there with its money, almost like. Although, like I was saying to someone, what is it that Israel is doing to Palestine that Saudi Arabia is not doing to? Is it Yemen or that this thing beside them? So it's the same thing of whoever it is that has power, and nobody is saying anything around it. So there's just sort of like quiet and silence about that whole thing. Ha ha ha. But for me, on a personal note, I would say I've traveled across the world, right? Is there any continent I have not been to? I don't think so. I think I've been to all the continents, right? If I'm not mistaken. Africa, Europe. Which how many of the no? Okay, no, I've not been to Australia. So if Australia is a continent on its own, so I've not been to Australia. I've not been to Antarctica. But otherwise, I've been literally to every continent. I've been to quite a number of countries, like North America. I've done Mexico, Canada, US, South America. I've done Argentina, Asia. I've done China. I've done Saudi Arabia. I've done Middle East, Dubai, UAE, and all of that. If there's one country that I will tell you, if it's not maybe religious issue or whatever, that I felt the most unwelcome in my life, wallahi, is Saudi Arabia. Lord have mercy. The kind of open racism. If there's one country that I have no like, oh, but this is doing you to go back there, it's Saudi. Me, nah. If they, nah. Honestly, oh Lord have mercy. So let's say I've traveled to some places, a lot of times and stuff like that. I didn't. There's no place that I felt so unwelcome. There's no country that I felt so unwelcome as Saudi Arabia. And anyway, it is what it is. Maybe that's why I'm biased, yeah, when I'm talking about Saudi. Because they are talking about Saudi Arabia, I'm like, I'm just rolling my eyes. Anyway, Sha, now as we see and be this, so this one to now I'm a bomb mataba. I saw somebody did a comment. He say Aisha no Olofufu. I like that one. Sometimes I like Olofufu. I was just saying, I like, no, I'm gonna talk about this. And another thing I want to talk about, so I was like, no, I'm gonna talk about this. But anyway, Sha, thank you so much for watching. Bye.